Hey everybody, it's me, your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and this is the latest installment in my horror movie superlative series that I am collaborating with my friend Carlin. We're starting a new decade with the 90s, and obviously we're going to start with 1990 today, and what we do is we each pick, from the list of all the horror movies released that year, we pick a movie for 7 categories. Most amazing, so bad it's good, the most WTF movie, the best score, most unique, most overrated, and most underrated. We don't know what the other guy is picking, and the rules that we have are few. We just have to make sure we have actually had to watch the movie that we're picking, and we can only use a movie once per category. And after everybody views both videos, there's going to be a poll up on the community page on Carlin's channel, link in the description. And we need you to vote on who you thought had the better picks, whether they most closely resembled your own or whoever had the better justification. It's up to you guys. It's a friendly competition, and the winner gets to pick a movie for the other person to cover on their channel. We've covered the 80s and the 70s so far, and I just squeaked out victories in those decades, but it was very close because I have to admit Carlin surely has some amazing picks, and we both have a ton of fun making these videos. And if you haven't already, I hope you consider hitting that subscribe button and notification bell on both of our channels. We both put out a lot of content during the week. It's a lot of fun. Carlin puts out 3 to 4 movie reviews every week, and I have my Nails in a Coffin series, and I'm just wrapping up covering the entire Halloween franchise on that Nails in a Coffin series, and I'll have a link up here for you all to check that out. So one more time, after you watch this video, please go to Carlin's channel. I'll have a link down below, and watch his title with the same title as this one. Go to community tab on his page and vote for who you thought had the better picks. Now remember, these are our picks, and yours may and probably will be different than ours, and I would love to read what your picks are down in the comments down below. It's a total fun. So let's get started. Thanks again, and let's pick out some horror movie superlatives for 1990. Starting off with most amazing, my most amazing pick for 1990, Child's Play 2. This is a solid year with a lot of great horror movies, and if you watched any of my videos, you'll know that in all of them, I've got Chucky sitting behind me for every single video I've done. And I've also covered all the Child's Play movies on my Nails in a Coffin series. I'll have a link up here as well. And the last time I ranked these movies, I actually had Child's Play 2 as my #1 pick. The effects are great in this movie. I really love the kills. Brad Dourif, of course, is a treasure. And we get more of a wisecracking Chucky in this movie. The end climax and the doll factory is just all kinds of awesome. And you get to see how tough Chucky really is, since it takes so much to keep him down. You really see how evil he is in this movie. And it's by far one of the best movies in the entire franchise. It has funny moments. It has moments of terror. And yeah, it's just a ton of fun. Alex Vincent is still great as Andy. I love seeing his character development. And we get the introduction of Kyle, played by the lovely Christine Elise. Yeah, it's just it's such a fun movie. I could talk about this movie for such a long time. This movie really set the stage for future Child's Play movies and the type of villain that Chucky would become. You know, you realize, hey, this little doll is pretty much a badass. Yeah, so of all the movies released that year, Child's Play 2 was by far my favorite. And I picked it for my most amazing pick for 1990. For the So Bad It's Good pick, this is the quintessential So Bad It's Good movie, directed by Claudio Fragasso, Troll 2. If you haven't seen Troll 2, you need to go watch it right now. It's about a family on vacation who discovers the entire town is inhabited by goblins. Not trolls, but goblins. These trolls or goblins are disguised as humans who plan to eat people. They actually made a documentary called The Best Worst Movie, and it's all about how so bad it's good this movie is. As I mentioned earlier, it's written and directed by Claudio Fragasso. He also wrote Rats, Night of Terror, which was a previous Superlatives pick of mine. And I'm pretty sure Carlin may pick this as well, because it's one of the best So Bad It's Good movies. I actually think this is the movie that came up with, it was known as So Bad It's Good. I'm not saying it's the first So Bad It's Good movie, but I think this is the movie that kind of coined that phrase, I would say, at least to me. Because the acting in this movie is laughable. Nothing makes any sense. But all the troll movies are really silly. Not sure if they meant this movie to be that bad, but it really is a wonderful, fun movie. I think if you took a poll and asked horror fans to rank their top 10 So Bad It's Good movies, I'd go as far as to say the #1 answer probably will be Troll 2, on that poll. This movie has one of the most meme moments in horror, and I'll end my justification with the one scene that we all think about when that movie is mentioned. So yeah, Troll 2 was my easy pick for best so bad it's good movie for 1990. My most WTF pick. Now, I've had previous movies by this director in my most WTF, and we're going to go with Frank Henenlotter's Frankenhooker. You know, this guy is known for movies that are WTF, and he's great at it, and I love his movies. This movie stars the wonderful James Lawrence as Jerry, and he was also in another previous pick of mine, Street Trash. He's my favorite part of that movie. This movie's about a medical student that attempts to recreate his decapitated fiancée by building her a new body made from Manhattan street prostitutes. She died in a freak lawnmower accident, and this is a funny, wild movie, and if you like other Frank Henenlotter films and you haven't seen this one, I feel as though you're definitely going to enjoy Frankenhooker. The effects are fun and over the top. The story is silly. For example, Jerry invents super crack to give to the prostitutes. When they indulge in this super crack, it just causes them to explode. You know, and there are body parts at the end, moving on their own. You know, he's measuring the hookers for their body parts to find the perfect combination to, you know, to bring his girlfriend back to life. This movie is filled with WTF moments, just like Brain Damage and Basket Case and other movies by Frank Henenlotter. If you like those and you haven't checked them out, I mean, definitely check this movie out. This is a fun movie. I just smile when I think about it, and this was another easy pick for me for my most WTF movie of 1990. Now for Best Gore. This is such a fun movie, and I love it to this day. Tremors. The graboids look great, and it's all practical effects. And when I was looking at the list of horror movies released in 1990, for me, Tremors is the one that stood out when I was thinking about great gore, great special effects. You know, we also had Nightbreed and the Night of the Living Dead remake are also movies with great special effects in this year. But I just really love the look of the graboids in Tremors. When you have Bert and Heather Gummer, played by Michael Gross and Reba McEntire, they're in their basement and the graboid breaks through the wall. They start shooting the hell out of it with their entire arsenal of weapons. And I just think that graboid looks incredible. You know, the graboid has multiple tongues that come out of his mouth and they drag food back into it so it can be eaten. And like I said, I love the look of the graboid, and the attention to detail in it is really excellent. They show little spines all over its body, and they explain, hey, this is how it must move on the ground by these little spines. So I love those little attentions to details. These creatures look like they could actually exist. It's a ton of fun. Like I said, the creatures look great. The practical effects are incredible. Such a fun movie, and that's why I had to select Tremors as the best gore pick for 1990. For my most unique pick, I went with Misery. I picked Misery since it's not your really typical horror movie with multiple murders and multiple characters. This is a slow burn film with outstanding performances by James Caan, rest in peace, and Kathy Bates, who took home an Academy Award and a Golden Globe for her role as Annie Wilkes. I read the novel when this movie came out, and I loved it, and I think I probably finished it in a weekend. And if you're unfamiliar with Misery, it's about a famous author, Paul Sheldon, played by James Caan, who's rescued from a car crash by his number one fan, Annie Wilkes. He soon realizes that the care he's receiving is just the beginning of his nightmare. The way this movie unfolds is very well done. Annie slowly starts to show her instability with Paul, and what he has to go through is simply terrifying. Because he's pretty much bound to this bed, and he can't move because of all of his injuries, and he can't get away. And he just has to deal with Annie this entire movie. You wind up asking yourself, is Paul is going to get through this nightmare? What's actually going to happen? Excellent movie, slow burn, so well, very disturbing. And I can see people picking this movie for most amazing because it is an amazing movie, but I don't think Chucky right there would allow it. So I had to pick Misery for the most unique horror movie to come out in 1990. Now, for my most overrated pick, I was looking at the list of all the horror movies that came out in 1990, how many of them that I've seen, and this is the one that jumped out to me as overrated because it's not a good movie. Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. I don't think only one person is killed with this in an entire movie with a chainsaw. There's new characters in this movie just to kill them off, more members of the family. It had the continuity is horrible. The main couple in this movie is insufferable. It is so bad. And by far the worst final girl in the entire franchise. She is just horrible. Not even the wonderful Ken Foray could save this movie. He was the only thing about this movie that's even tolerable. It's boring. The kills are really uninspiring. They introduce a nice looking golden chainsaw and they never use the damn thing. The best thing about this movie was the trailer, but the trailer was nothing like what the movie that we got. Leatherface really doesn't look good. He doesn't even play a big role in this movie. I think more of the kills are by family members. He really doesn't have a big role, and it's sad when you call the movie Leatherface and he seems like a secondary character in this movie. I can't recommend this movie to anybody. It's, I think, one of the weakest films in the entire franchise of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I think it's a good pick for my most overrated movie to come out in 1990. And wrapping things up with my most underrated film, Flatliners. I don't hear too many people talking about this movie. It's about 5 medical students who experiment with near-death or death experiences. They purposely flatline themselves, then resuscitate so they can experience death to see, what lies, beyond death. And the thing is with these experiences, they were filmed very well and they felt like nightmares. We've all had dreams and nightmares. And when you watch these death experiences, these people experience it, they're filmed in a way that you experience a real dream or a nightmare, and that really sticks with me with it. There's quick sliding cuts, the music cues, images like in the peripheral, dark but still lit well in certain aspects. Everybody that died in this movie and they're resuscitated, their sins were all different and unique for the individual. And all these sins come back to pretty much haunt them until they can rectify, their mistakes, their sins in the past. The performances in this movie were excellent, and this has got a hell of a 90s cast. Kiefer Sutherland, Julia Roberts, Kevin Bacon, William Baldwin, Oliver Platt. Plus, this movie deals with life after death and what lies behind that. That could be really terrifying for a lot of people because it's a question nobody really has an answer to. And I love the way this movie kind of portrayed that. They made a remake, but I never watched it. If you did, let me know how it is. I really don't plan on watching because I love this original so much. It's a fun movie, really good, scary at points, really dramatic, great performances. Yeah, more people should be talking about this movie, and to me, it just felt right for my most underrated movie that come out in 1990. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are all my selections. Here's a quick summary. Thanks again for watching this video. Now, please go to Carl's channel, link in the description, watch his video with the same title, and then go to the community tab on his page and vote for who you thought had the better selections. And also, let both of us know your selections in the comments down below. We love reading those. We have a ton of fun making the series. We talk all the time how much fun it is to make the picks, trying. A lot of these decisions are not easy. And how much we love reading the comments for everybody. It really means a lot to us that you guys are watching these videos, and everybody seems to really like it, and we appreciate the support. You can show your support by subscribing to both of our channels and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss a video. I have a Nails in a Coffin series, which comes out every Friday. I haven't missed a Friday in well over a year since I started this channel. And I'm ending my stay in Haddonfield, and it's been a ton of fun, so hopefully you guys will check it out. So, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. I am your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete. And remember, with great kills, there must also come great nails.